There's a saying where if it ain't broke, you don't gotta fix it. And that's exactly what we have here with the ASICS GEL-Cumulus 27. The Cumulus has gone through a lot of iterations, 27 to be exact, and man, I gotta say, this is just one of those shoes lately that I've just been absolutely loving. From a daily trainer perspective, there's nothing better than just being able to put on a running shoe that's reliable, is going to take you the distance, and you know is going to be a nice and enjoyable ride. The Cumulus is mainly a neutral daily trainer, and it has a pretty balanced ride. It's not too soft, and it's just not too firm either. Rather, the focus is on protection, it's on cushioning, and providing a nice smooth transition as you're walking or running in this shoe. And there hasn't been too many changes from the 26th to the 27th model. There's only been some updates in the upper, but the DNA in the midsole is pretty much the same. And this is one of those shoes, if you're a beginner runner and you just don't really know where to start in your running journey, or if you're just looking for a new daily trainer, then the Cumulus might be a good bet for you. And before we go any further, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us as we continue to put out new videos. So let's start with the upper. What's new about the upper? Well, right off the bat, there's now a heel pull tab for just easy use to put the shoe on and off. The upper is now a jacquard engineered mesh upper. But overall, the DNA and fit of the shoe is pretty similar. The tongue is gusseted, but it is different than the last version. The last version had this really nice stretchy tongue, and this one isn't as stretchy anymore. You can tell that it's definitely very minimal. The padding around the heel collar is also minimal, but it still provides a really nice lockdown and fit. And most of the protection and wrapping in the shoe is going to come from that engineered jacquard mesh, so you don't need as much protection or reinforcement. So there is minimal overlays going through the upper of this shoe. Overall, our review team didn't have any issues with the fit of this shoe and just found that it was snug and worked for them, and I felt the exact same way. But if you want to figure out whether this shoe or another shoe is going to fit best for you, because everyone's foot shape is a little bit different, you can go through the 3D foot scan and the outfitting process to go figure out what shoe is going to fit best for you. In the midsole, like I mentioned, not much has changed. ASICS has decided to keep with Flight Foam Blast Plus, which is one of their more premium foams that you can find in shoes like the Nova Blast or the Nimbus or the Kayano. And overall, it's just a really nice foam. It has a nice pop and it has a nice balanced sensation to it, and it's a nice lightweight type of foam on foot. It's just a really good makeup. Along with that, ASICS stays true to its roots and keeps gel in the shoe, but it actually has it in the heel of it. So there's going to be pure gel in the heel here just for some extra protection and shock absorption in the heel. The drop of the shoe comes in at 8 millimeters, and for the men, it comes in at 38.5 in the heel and 30.5 in the toe. And for the women's model at 37.5 in the heel and 29.5 in the toe. So it is a pretty high stack, but it still stays under 40 millimeters. And as for the outsole, there has been some slight tweaks and changes right here, but mainly it's all the same with fluid ride outsole, which is just a blend of rubber and EVA with an emphasis on just creating a softer and more cushioned landing on foot with the outsole. Though what they didn't want to do is compromise on traction or durability in this process. But what they have done is they've added a little bit more thickness to the fluid ride to just make it a softer sensation as you're walking or running in this shoe. And as for the ride and performance, our review team did enjoy this one. And one of our reviewers, Heather, actually said it's one of those kind of shoes you forget about while running, which speaks to its exceptional design. When she was out there and she was actually running in the shoe, she forgot that she was actually supposed to be testing it. She just kind of felt like the shoe was just disappearing on foot for her. And for Heather, sometimes it's just about not messing up a good thing, and that's exactly what they've done here with the Cumulus. And I agree with Heather, this shoe definitely disappears on foot. It's an easy shoe to figure out. You can just slip it right in and you can go for your run. You don't need a manual, you don't need instructions or some guide to figure this one out. It's just a really nice, plain and simple shoe, but it still feels nice and smooth and dynamic when you're transitioning through your stride in it. You can pick up the pace. It's very variable in the sense of you can do a lot in it. But I would recommend this shoe for anyone who's looking for a more balanced ride. You're not looking for an overly cushioned and soft shoe. You're not looking for a super firm or flat shoe either. You just want something that has a nice balance to it and is pretty beginner friendly. And while it's not the fastest shoe on the market. It comes in at a very reasonable price point and it gets the job done, which is one of those things I love about it. And sometimes with all of this innovation and all of the crazy things that are happening out there with carbon plates and super shoes, people tend to forget that sometimes the good old reliable daily trainer is going to be the shoe that's going to be best for you and take you exactly where you need to go. And as for the stats, the weight of the shoe did go up a little bit in weight, about 10 grams. Honestly, I didn't notice any difference or change in weight in this shoe, but for the men's model, it comes in at 9.3 ounces and 265 grams in the men's model, and 8.1 ounces or 230 grams in the women's model. And the shoe comes in at $140, which is similar in price to other daily trainers out there like the New Balance 880 V15. And if you want to learn even more about shoe reviews or ASICS running shoes in general, you can actually check out the full review of this shoe written on the blog at fleetfeet.com, where we get even more in detail about the shoe. Or you can check out all of our other shoe reviews right here on YouTube. We're going to be posting once or twice a week, so definitely go and check them out.